study about equilibrium constant. What is equilibrium constant? It is ratio of the product of concentration of product to the product of concentration of reactants. Here, for example, A react with B, it form products C and D. A and B are reactants, C and D are products. So for writing equilibrium constant expression, we will write product of concentration of product to the product of concentration of reactants. Here C and D are products, so we will write C and D as nominator, and A and B are reactants here, so we will write A and B as denominator. And these coefficients, which are A, B, C, D, these are coefficients, these are number of moles which are used to balance the chemical equation here. So these coefficients are used as exponents or as powers, in the form of powers. Here C and D are power, A and B are power of A and B, these reactants. For example, we will write Kc expressions, equilibrium constant expression for equation, and for this equation in which nitrogen, one molecule of nitrogen react with 3 molecule of hydrogen, it form 2 molecule of ammonia, NH3. Here these two is a coefficient with products which is used to balance the nitrogen. Here nitrogen will become 2, so here 3 into 2 6 hydrogens are present, so we will write 3 here to balance the hydrogen here. So for writing equilibrium constant expressions, this ammonia act as nominator. We will write this ammonia as nominator, and these N2 and H2, these are reactants, so these reactants are written as denominator. Raised to the powers, which are coefficients here. Here 3 coefficient, 3 number of mole of hydrogens are used, so we will write 3 here. Here 1 mole of nitrogen is used, so we will write nitrogen in 1 time. Similarly, 2 moles of ammonia are used, so here 2 coefficient is present, so we will write 2 in the form of powers at the top of ammonia. Similarly, another example in which H2 react with I2, it form 2HI. So we will write equilibrium constant expression Kc as ratio of the product of concentration of product to the product of concentration of reactants. Here 1 product is present, here 2 reactants are present, so it is the ratio of the product of concentration of product to the product of concentration of reactants raised to the powers, which are coefficients here. Here 2 coefficient is present, so we will write 2. Here power 2 is used, exponent 2 is used. Here we will write 1 and 1 hydrogen and 1 iodine are present, so we will write equilibrium constant expression by writing Hi as nominator and H2 and I2 as denominator. Similarly, we will find out equilibrium constant Kc experimentally by 2 methods, which are physical method and chemical method. In physical method, refractometry, polarimetry, spectrophotometry, these methods are used, in which the instruments refractometer, polarimeter, spectrophotometers are used. Similarly, titration is the chemical method in which we will find out the equilibrium constant Kc, value of Kc. Here these refractometries, polarimetry, spectrophotometry, these techniques are used in higher classes. And titration, we will study this titration in chemistry lab in this year. In all these methods, we determine the value of Kc, equilibrium constant, by knowing the concentration of reactants and products. When concentration of reactant decreases with the passage of time, concentration of product increases and a time reaches when concentration of reactants and product become constant, then equilibrium constant Kc, equilibrium constant will be achieved. So concentration, when concentration of reactants and products becomes equal, or they become constant, then system attain equilibrium, and we will calculate the concentration and the value of Kc.